cloudy day with a few outbreaks of rain and the odd sunny spell here and there, but the outlook turns much colder. I'll have all the details of that and more coming up on Good Morning Britain.
For the hair to freeze like that, that's pretty drastic, isn't it?
I guess it's like the thing, you know, when you have a cup of boiling water, you throw it in the air and it freezes instantly.
Yeah.
So it must be the exact same thing. I mean, and you know what would be a bit of a shock to the system? Cold weather is heading in, and I want to explain why. Now, a few weeks ago, we talked about this thing called sudden stratospheric warming, when the stratosphere warms rapidly, and a few years ago it caused the beast from the east. Well, we've got a bit of a setup with cold air across Europe, but a big reason is what's happening over the other side of the Atlantic. Stormy weather across North America, powering the jet stream, and that drives its way across the Atlantic. It dips south into the start of next week, and we have low pressure to our south, and what that helps to do is cause winds across the UK to turn northerly. We have high pressure to our west, the winds turn northerly, and next week it is set to turn much, much colder. Big rumours about snow. Is it cold enough for snow? Yes, it will be. Snow showers for northern and eastern areas of England and Scotland, some of them even as far south as Kent. But I think the big thing is the return of some nighttime frost and turning a lot colder for all of us. But there is definitely a lot to play for come the end of next week as to whether we actually see the risk of some significant snowfall. So we'll keep you updated on that. But for the time being, for today and much of the weekend, there isn't a lot going on. It's largely cloudy, there's a few spells of sunshine, but it will turn colder through the coming nights. It's been a really benign week of weather with not much happening. And this time of year with clear or cloudy, it makes a huge difference. Clear skies last night in the far north giving a touch of frost, but many of us frost-free thanks to that cloud acting like a blanket, keeping in the heat from yesterday, which actually was fairly warm. 10, 11 degrees our top temperature in that beautiful spring sunshine. But with more cloud around today, those temperatures hampered 8 or 9 degrees at best in the far south. Some sunny skies in the far north, allowing those temperatures to climb to between 7 and 9 degrees. This evening and overnight tonight, it stays again largely dry, and whether we have the clear or cloud impacts our temperatures. Clear skies, you can see the blue developing across the map, a widespread frost across the far north. In the south, with those cloudy skies, mild. The weekend largely dry and fairly cloudy. Good morning to you. It's been a pretty boring week of weather. Not much has happened. It's been pretty cloudy, the odd spell of sunshine, the odd spot of rain, but nothing major going on with average temperatures. Through the weekend, it will turn colder, particularly by night, with the return of nighttime frost, but actually it stays largely dry. Here's how it looks first thing this morning, much as it has been for the last few. A lot of cloud around, and when we have the cloud, it's a frost-free start. But a touch of frost for the far north and southwest of the UK, where we've had our clearest skies. Now, as we head through the day, it stays fairly cloudy for these western areas. So Northern Ireland, Wales, southern areas of England. Temperatures held back compared to yesterday. We got to nearly 11 degrees in that spring sunshine, but today more like 8 or 9. The best of any sunshine for eastern areas of England into Scotland, where highs will be up to around about 8 or 9 degrees also. So temperatures sitting around about average, and the winds are light northerly. It's largely dry, it's largely fine. Clearer skies tonight means that the heat can escape into space, and that means temperatures will fall. So more blue developing across the map, a fairly widespread frost from the Midlands northwards by tomorrow morning. But the outlook is largely fine and dry, but it is set to change. So let's take a look at our 7-day outlook. And first of all, we look at the trend for Scotland, Northern Ireland, northern areas of England with our temperature. And temperatures have been pretty average for the time of year, but it turns colder as we head through the weekend and into next week. A big plunge in our daytime temperatures and some widespread nighttime frosts as well. Percentage chance of rainfall, how are we to see wet weather? Well, it is looking largely dry, but when it's cold enough to see 3 or 4 degrees and we see wet weather falling, it is likely to be sleet or snow. So that is one to watch. Snow showers likely for northern and eastern coasts. Fortunes further south for England, Wales for the next 7 days. Again, the big trend is for a tumble in temperatures from average to way below average with these return of nighttime frosts. And then, yes, cold enough with this northerly blast of air to see some wintry showers, so sleet and snow possible through eastern coast into next week.